Approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a motion to approve the agenda. You have anything, Mr. Grant? No. Rob, did you have something walking this way? All right, let's please stand for the invocation.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for each and every one that's here today. We come here to do business in the county. We ask that you give us wisdom and knowledge for our hearts and minds to be fair with our neighbors. That's what I pray in Jesus' name.
Let's face the flag here. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next line item is approval of the regular schedule, February the 2nd, 2026 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve February 2nd scheduled minutes. Meeting.
Second.
A motion on the floor and a second to approve the regular scheduled meetings, February 2nd. All in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anybody out there that has anything they want to share? Any concerns, any complaints? Nothing.
It's cold. Can you do something about that?
It's not as cold as it has been, so I think that we're doing better than we were 3 weeks ago. And we're not gonna charge you any more for it. Okay, all right, we're gonna move on to the next one, invited guest. I see Joe Norman's on the agenda, but I don't see Joe Norman. All right, so we're gonna move on to board members report. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, I
they
got
wanna share?
something. I think we ought to move the meetings back like they were to the second Tuesday and the fourth Tuesday of a month so that the board members can plan and either be at the meetings or they can let us know in advance when they're gonna be. It will work for years, and I think it'll continue to work that way.
I mean, I agree, I kind of agree, but, I agree. The only thing is, I just didn't want to do that without the other two here, or at least conversing with them over the phone and saying, hey, this is what we're considering. Hey, you're not going to be here, but if we put it to a vote, the majority carries, we're going to change the meeting. I just didn't want to take anybody by surprise. It'd be politically incorrect at this point.
We were told Christopher wasn't him when we changed them, and we done it without Christopher T being him, but
And that was his excuse on the way over here when we were talking about it on the way over here, his rebuttal. And my rebuttal to that was I didn't think Christopher was going to make a lot of meetings between now and the end of his tenure anyway. So, and I'm just that's my transparent answer. No disrespect yet.
do we need to make a motion to do it, or?
I'm not going to vote for it like I told you. I'm going to at least have a conversation with those two before they were the ones that they led the charge, and we accommodated by not, through our motions and whatnot.
We tried to accommodate, but it's not working. If the
I
second
get it.
Tuesday and the fourth Tuesday was working good,
I get it. I'm gonna steadfast. I'm gonna be steadfast on that. There's 3 here. It's gonna take 3 to pass it, and I ain't gonna vote for it. So you can bring it to a vote if you want.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Why don't you ask me to put that on the agenda for the next meeting, and then y'all can take care of it, and that way everybody has advance notice.
I mean, if you want to bring it to a motion, make a motion.
we'll do what Greg said, let's put it on the next agenda.
All right.
That fine with you, Christopher?
Yes. But if you want to be, we'll talk after. We'll talk after the meeting.
To be fair,
I just don't feel right about it. That's just the way I am. I wouldn't want anybody to stab me in the side or the back or anything like that, so that's the way I'm going to do it.
We did the same thing to Christopher when we voted with him not being there.
I know, but I had a plastic knife, though. It didn't hurt, did it?
There's ice.
All right. We're going to move on to Chief Appraiser Report.
I'm looking for it. I don't know what it is. I have some darn stuff here. My report was Norman Appraisal
Tom Williams is started in Ashley Glen. There are about 400 properties in that subdivision that he is reviewing. He started reviewing on Tuesday. That's the main. The commercial digest is like it's going to be up about 30%. It's going to equate to about $45 million. Now that's preliminary. That's not for somebody to go out and say, oh, it's going to be this. It's not, because still got a long way to go. That's just preliminary. By putting all the data in, you're looking at about a $45 million increase on the commercial digest. That's only the commercial digest. Trying to think what the rest of it was. I wrote it on Monday. Today's Friday. It's not a good day. That's all I got for right now.
If that's all,
That's all I got for right now. That's all you need to know.
okay. You good? Okay, that will be the end of the chief appraiser report. Next line item is old business. A is discussion of budget 2026.
Here it is. I'm sorry.
We're gonna back
Sorry.
up. We're gonna back up.
Hey, man, I knew it was here. I knew I had it.
He found his homework, chief.
Norman Appraisal is currently in the process of visiting over 300 parcels in Ashley Glen. Tom from Norman Appraisal took the necessary cards from the office yesterday. This was written on Tuesday. The budget for 2026, 2027 is due on the 20th. This gives us 7 days now to prepare a budget that reflects the needs of the office to fulfill all the items listed in that consent order. We continue to receive conservation and homestead applications daily, both of which require a significant amount of time to process. Yesterday, we've been working on an open records request that was sent to that gentleman yesterday. Board of Equalization hearing is scheduled for March 20th. Lastly, I will not be here on March the 10th. That's your scheduled meeting, first meeting in March. I have a trip that's been planned for 6 months. I'll be back on that next Wednesday, the 11th. It would be good if you would change that date to the 12th, March the 12th.
We're talking about meetings now.
I'm just saying this in my report. I won't be here on the 10th at the schedule, the regular schedule. And I've got some stuff that came in the office yesterday that's going to have to be on the next agenda. And I need to be here to present it to you.
So that would be the March 12th meeting.
If y'all decide.
Right, but that's what you're talking
Yes.
about.
We'll be back on the 11th. That's all I have.
Let me ask you a
What's
question.
that?
You got me sidetracked now.
Sorry.
What's due on the 20th again?
The 20th, the budget to the county.
You talking about county, nothing to the state department?
No,
Okay.
but we're not, the state they get notified 15 days after the end of every
I
quarter.
mean, when are we having our budgetary meetings, budget hearings,
We got it
workshops?
today.
Well, this is our workshop
This is our
today.
workshop today. That's the whole reason we had it.
Well, I hope y'all can remember to put on there what y'all told me you put on there this year. When we decide to put something on there. All right, so March 10th is a regular meeting. You want to try to reschedule to the 12th?
Yeah.
Is that something you want to wait for them to do or do that right now?
Just tell you, I'm not going to be here.
March the 12th, is that the first? That's
the first scheduled meeting for the month.
Yeah. And we have one more this month, right?
I bet you don't.
Changed it to 1 month.
That's
Meeting
right.
a
Yeah,
month.
we're gonna move away from that.
If you
We don't have another schedule this month?
not scheduled, not that you can't call one.
Yeah. We're gonna end up calling one, and I think that's gonna be my recommendation, is to call one so that we can have a discussion on the meeting and schedule times. Because otherwise, I am game to probably pull the trigger on changing it right now. You see, but out of fairness would be to schedule one and hopefully they can attend. If they can't attend, we're gonna still do what we need to do.
We'll go ahead and schedule one like we put a fourth Tuesday It'll be the week after next.
That'd be,
And that way we can address the meetings
24th.
and plus you'll have something else to add to the
that
agenda.
would be the 24th.
You
And that
think you can make accommodation for
And
that?
then we probably could have a regular schedule meeting, unless we change the meeting.
Next week is winter break.
Mhm.
My wife's a teacher.
Yeah, that was the
We'll be
reason.
out of town for a good part of the week.
So let's go ahead and do we need that form of a motion?
Yes,
Huh?
yes.
Okay, can I entertain a motion for a special call meeting,
What date?
February the
February 24th,
24th
Tuesday,
at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to have a special call meeting on February the 24th at 9 a.m.
Second.
Discussion, so we're agreeing to do a special call meeting so that we can discuss necessary issues regarding our upcoming year. So, all in favor? All right. We all notify the other board members?
We.
All right, so that is February the 24th at 9 a.m.
And so what I'll do is I'll bring that item that came in my office yesterday. I'll have it on that agenda as well. It's something y'all have already heard.
When are you meeting with the county manager to discuss the
That
budget?
doesn't happen until, I believe, it's the first week of March. I think it's his first day.
So his timeline is the 20th of,
Well, it's due in on the 20th. That's when we're supposed to hand it to the county next Friday. Unless y'all ask for, I think it can be done.
all right, so what kind of discussion do you want to have with the budget today?
Well,
Because
we haven't gotten to that item yet, do we?
yeah, I think that's where we are.
Well, the main thing would be, you've got to pay, you've got the line item there in front of you. Cell phone stuff not going to change. Regular employees, you still got 5 employees in there.
Okay, so let me be specific. I know it sounds a little bit, wiry. What line item do the laptops go under? Y'all point that out to me.
Computers.
It is computers, for sure. And this is the current budget right here, right?
That's what you're working in now.
Yep.
What you're doing is for the coming year.
All right. So
what kind of money are you wanting me to,
Well, we
because
had-
those things are expensive.
who cares? So we already, it is what it is. It is what it is. Elaborate on expensive. How much is expensive to you?
$2,000.
And the board of commissioners or whoever, the county manager, whomever is going to deem it to be unworthy. Mhm. It actually doesn't need to be a laptop. It can be a notebook too. But, it's, I don't know, man, it may, with the disrespect that this board and this office gets on a regular basis anyway, those that make decisions may not think that it's worthy.
You can ask for it. It's not a problem.
I would think that if I ask, it should be granted, to be honest. I'm just telling you what I expect.
Well, if you don't ask for it, they can't grant it.
Well, it was asked for last time. That's water under the bridge. So I would have to say we talked about this, and I feel like I'm being a recorder now. What did we talk about? Let me hear you over there, Mr.
I have
Brown.
not received a request. I have not received any.
You were here during the conversation.
Yep, Parish, I need to have a request about what you're wanting to purchase and the amount it's gonna cost. We have a requisition process.
Right, I understand. You talking to somebody else or
I'm
me?
sorry, I thought you asked me a question.
No, I did, and I already know the answer, but,
Okay, well, you're interrupting the discussion, so
right, but
Let him answer the question.
go ahead.
well, you seem to already know. Do you want to know the answer?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have not received a written requisition for any type of notebook or laptop that had any kind of value attached to it or invoicing or anything.
We wouldn't have this year, fiscal year, because it wasn't in the budget. I mean, so you're not gonna request anything that's not in the budget to spend, right? So now your question is, what do we want to spend on? I mean, we had that conversation too. What is it, about $1,000 maybe?
At least.
So I have no idea. I haven't priced it. But I would say $1,000 to $1,500 each until you can figure out what they cost. But I wouldn't put in the budget any more than what you can, get them for. I don't know. What did you have any recollection of what the Board of Commissioners cost items were?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I wasn't part of that.
Is a laptop don't benefit us? Is it when we, what do you think, Chris? Does a laptop benefit us? You can put the agenda on there and then break it down to any other kind of paperwork or documents we need to see. Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, because you rather than having to print it off or you having to go through this, you'll have it right in front of you. You got all this that you can just look at right there on the computer. Also, when we're supposedly talking about parcels, land parcels, he's supposed to be able to, to link that with our computer. So, rather than using this, we can reference it on, we can pull it up on our notebook. I don't know.
The tablets,
Tablet, yeah.
tablets
Team
were,
viewer,
say again?
team viewer. That's what we use. That's
I'm
what we
asking about
share.
tablets because they're significantly less than
Yeah.
$1,500.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
don't-
just
I
saying,
just- I don't
by the
know.
time you,
Put software on there. I mean, that would, you got to buy the tablet plus any software packages. Is that where you're getting at?
Licenses.
you can't just log on WinGap. You have to pay for that lot. You have to pay for that.
We wouldn't, would we log on WinGap though? Us? I would.
Team viewer does.
Apple iPad minis are $399.
Wow, man. How big is a mini though? Is it like this? Gotta be bigger than a cell phone. I can't see those.
Well, I'll be honest with you, with the time I've got left on the board, it doesn't matter to me which direction.
And I do know that the other board members.
We've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah.
Since I've been around.
That's how it's been done.
At Jimmy Carter presidential pay too, right?
Yeah.
I'll clear it in there. I'll put the request in. Put the request in the line item.
Well, it's got to be on. We're just talking about budget. The budget's got to be approved. Budget
Yeah,
goes.
$3,100 meaning in your budget.
And I would probably cushion it to 5.
What I'm saying is that you have $3,100.
You talking about current day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because all the computers in the office have been upgraded. All of ours, most every computer in there is basically new. That's emergency.
There was a time about 10, 12 years ago where they would put things online and we would bring in our personal tablets and access things through a VPN, I think it was. But and it worked okay. But we obviously got away from that and went back to paper.
I just don't really want to. I mean, I don't know. I think a notebook would be the most convenient method. It's just easier to travel with and to carry. Just be like carrying a tablet. And the other two aren't here to interject, so. But I would say if we got the money in the budget, well, I can have a conversation with those two to ask them what their opinion is, and we can put a requisition through if we got enough money. Man, you wouldn't want one.
If they get one, that's fine. If you want me to use it, I'll use it. If there's a benefit of it, if we can eliminate paperwork and be able to see what we need to see.
You can see it on the computer, everything that's on the agenda.
It would be more effective. That's the way I work in a normal work environment.
I'll get a price together. I'll get some prices.
I would just get a cost and spend up to $500-600 per person. They're going to the contingency fund.
Get a cost of them, put it on there, submit it, and if we get it, it's fine, and if they don't think we need it, that's work too.
All right, so let's move on. You got anything else on the budget?
No, I mean,
Did
I got-
anything stick out to you? I mean, is there anything that you're thinking needs to happen?
You may want to, the only thing that I would consider that you, one of the complaints that Norman Appraisal, not Joe, has said, WinGap has different levels of support. We're at the bottom level, so we don't get automatic updates.
We should
The
get,
stuff that, you know, it's basically you move to the top of the line, but that costs a lot. That costs pretty good.
I mean, how much more on the?
And it's gonna be about 5,000, anywhere from 5,000 to 7,500 more than we're paying in the 35 that we're paying now.
But you know, an update is kind of important, wouldn't you think?
You said an automatic update, is it something?
Yeah, automatic. See that when that gets updated, they'll
Right.
find a bug or a glitch, and they'll put a patch on it.
Right,
Then there'll be another update. I mean, if you go in there and look at the screen, you'll see how many times things. have been
right, but
updated.
what I'm asking is, you said an automatic update, is it still something
you
that
can
we
you
can
can sign up
update?
for that. Yes, they can. They will, but you got to pay for that.
You have to pay for the update.
No, you don't pay for it. The automatic part where
Right.
if they
So
come
I'm
out
saying,
with
can
a-
you go into the software and click a button that says update software, and it
Yes.
updates it?
Yes.
Is there a charge?
There's no
for
charge
that?
for me to do that, but again, for say if WinGap, and more specifically the people that own WinGap, which the counties own a portion of WinGap. That's what your dues pay.
Mhm.
So not all counties. There's only like 140 counties, more or less.
Out of 159?
Out of 159 use WinGap. So your member owned. When you pay your dues, that's part of being. You can say, you get online and say, I need an update. Is this the latest version?
I guess what I'm asking is there any other advantage to upgrading other
Automatic.
than automatic updates?
No,
If
not
we
really.
can update it
As long
ourselves.
as I get updated, that's the only thing that matters to me.
Is it the automatic update just take you out of the picture as far as having to be
Just to know
be cognizant and aware that
I'll
there is
give
an
you-
update out there?
Let me give you this example from this year. Remember the mobile home digest?
Mhm.
They had not, when I contacted the representative, they said, you got to update. There's an update that came out last night. You need to get that downloaded. That resulted in, I think, $400,000 or $500,000 difference just because of that update. Had I not done that update, or when we were,
The software update changed the mobile home digest number?
no, will not change the number.
What's the $400,000 or $500,000 you're referencing?
The total value for the manufacturer, the digest, the mobile home digest is what I'm speaking of.
Right.
We approved in January.
Right.
When we put it on the agenda, it was 2.8 million.
I guess what I'm asking is, what's the update have to do with that?
I guess it was a last minute update.
And I don't know. I'm not the technician on that. I'm just saying that it had something to do with NADA, the pricing guide for manufacturers.
Okay, so the update did change
Yes.
the manufactured home digest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can make it a policy that once a week, maybe on Friday or on Monday, you go in, you click the button that says update the software?
Well, yeah. That sometimes but you have to get everybody. Nobody else can do anything. Sometimes those updates take an hour. Sometimes they can take more.
Maybe at the end of the day on Friday, go and
Yeah.
update everything and
And then
walk
leave
away
the
and come back
office, yeah.
Monday and they'll be updated.
Because their updates are at night, obviously. Who knows?
Whenever they release them. Whoever has a problem with them, or if a problem comes up and they can't fix it, then somebody has to go and work on that. They have people inside of WinGap.
I'm wondering
I'm
about,
just telling you, that was something that was brought to me by Tom. He said, y'all got the lowest level of support.
right,
All I want is support. I just want to make sure I got the right update. So I learned to generally call at least every 2 weeks to say, is this the most recent update? If they say yes, then we just keep going. If they say
well, I
no,
guess what I'm asking is, if you just hit the update button, will it check and see if there's an update?
Yes.
yes.
Just do that, don't call them.
Yeah.
But that's what we pay for.
Okay.
Those updates take a while to do.
Okay.
Like I said, everybody else has to get out of their computer system.
All right, so
So
back
they
then,
shut the office down.
I think we're clear on that. We're just gonna check, make
Stay
sure.
the same.
Just be regular maintenance, is just to always be
That was
cognizant
on-
of an
that was-
update,
that
or
was-
potential update, right?
That was brought to me.
Now, we do have some other, we're about to jump out of budget discussion. What about the recontracting with Norman? What about discussions and topics on the contract with personal property maybe? That guy that came in here last year sometime.
He called the other day and he needs a number of how much y'all want to spend with him.
That's the personal property.
Yes.
And what number did he give us?
I think to review all the properties, which Emily's taken care of been through most of the properties. He's wanting to go in and target specific ones. The number that you spend, I think it was somewhere around $42,000.
Okay, and what
For 1 year.
Yes.
You can hire a personal property appraiser for.
Lots of luck.
Yeah. Well, what kind of bang for our buck would he get? Say we spend 42,000, we're going to
In the
uncover,
past-
say $250,000 of unpaid,
In the past, it's been about 3 to 1.
I wonder what he would uncover the shit up. Just-
We're not, all we're doing is taking what people bring in.
Right, so he'd be actually
You-
in the field
Yes.
identifying
Y'all would decide.
business
Hey,
personal property.
which properties y'all want, I don't want to use the word target, I would say.
Yeah, you have to be careful
Right,
how you do that.
I would say all personal property accounts have to be reviewed every 3 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
What did Trailer used to do for us?
Just that. That's what they were doing. They were taking we came down to every other third one.
And we're not using Trailer anymore?
That's what this guy, he's with.
Say again?
It's a different, Brian Trailer is not, the people that Pike County used to do with,
Right.
he's not the owner anymore. He sold it to Stephen Spencer. He's an accountant in Atlanta.
So the company Trailer is no longer,
It is still Trailer. It's still Trailer, but it's just Brian doesn't.
Just not run.
and we're not contracting with him
No,
anymore.
we haven't signed anything with him. That's what he's.
How long has that been?
That was been since
Right.
2020, about the time, 2019. 'cause
Why did we
There
stop?
was an issue with one of the businesses. We had a real problem with something that one of their employees did.
What kind of success were you seeing with when they were?
We had really good success
It
with
was
them.
about 2 to 1, anywhere from 2 to 1, 3 to
Yeah.
1. But there again, if the senator told the board that you need to hire a full-time personal property appraiser,
Right.
and that's all you're supposed to do, nothing else. That's a lot to go out and audit these businesses.
We used, with
Would
Melissa
you
was
consider
here.
to say you shall?
Yeah.
You shall
Yes,
hire a designated personal property?
yes, it does.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, but contracting one wouldn't be hiring one, would it?
Well, it's a step in the right direction, the way I look at it. Because
I
it's
don't
hard
know if we have time
when
enough
you're
to-
balancing 4 different plates at one time, instead of looking at, where's all mine? We actually found out, we're starting to get building permits and business licenses from the cities. They've never given them to us until they didn't even know what to give us. So we're having to go through all of them.
All right.
Some of these are not reporting theirs. They just don't know.
When were you going to give us the job descriptions? I thought you were going to.
Ours are
They're
here.
That's they're in this package, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, there they go.
It says, you're talking about contracting personal property. Could we hire somebody in the office, or we trying to get away from employees doing that?
Yes, that's a hard. You get a good group, and then you throw somebody else in there. It's difficult because if you're the only one in there, it's hard to concentrate on what you're doing because there's always somebody coming in and out.
Well, if we allocate the money to a personal property appraiser, a dedicated personal property appraiser, they'll spend most of the time in the office. Secondary duties could include managing the front desk, and which would give you all more time to
I'd
focus on
almost,
your duties.
I'd almost rather contract one for 1 year and then try to steer towards.
I think in the past, I think it was $10,000 is what trailer got. So every 10, I remember the last
Yeah,
one.
10,000. It was
10,000, and I remember
How
one
many-
we got back about 36,000
Thir-
from one of those years.
right,
don't
but I
remember.
mean 10,000. How many? Not properties, but how many accounts would that?
It doesn't.
handle?
Yeah, well, see, that would be difficult to ascertain because they have a level. You got a $1 to
Yeah, it's a
50,000,
value
and
range.
then 50,000 one to 2 million or whatever, and they charge more. Just
Right.
say if you did the donut shop or a restaurant, that's not going to be a $800 account like they would, or a $2,500 account that you would value somebody like AT&T or somebody like that. A big company. They
Do you
charge
recall?
more.
Yeah. Do you recall what the charge per? I've seen. I remember
325
seeing.
was 325 was the average.
Yeah.
For just a
Okay.
regular. If it was a business under 100,000,
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay, but say the average is $300.
Yeah.
That's just for every $1,000. There's just 3 accounts.
Right.
So for $10,000, they did 30 accounts in the whole county.
Yeah, well, they did. Say it again.
You said the average fee per account was $300,
Yes.
and we allocated $10,000 to them. So with an average of 3 accounts per $1,000,
Not a lot.
no, it's not a lot. That's why I'm thinking
What's
an
your
actual
opinion on
dedicated personal property appraiser
Personal property.
We get more done in a
We gotta
year.
do it, we gotta do it.
than 30
That would be
or 35
Yeah.
accounts.
Trying to find a good one though. Trying to find
I
one
almost
that
think you
knows
could do it
for
for 1
basically
year.
be an accountant
Hire just
to be able
to
to
see
see
what
one.
we
And
uncover.
to be able to.
1 year.
Yeah, I just don't need somebody sitting there twiddling
Yeah,
their
that's what he
thumbs.
wants to do.
Well,
I'm
we-
not sure what the consent order says about that, we've gotta follow that.
All right, so
If-
I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
we were just talking, did you hear what we were talking about?
Yeah.
If we went through the hiring process for a personal property appraiser, the board would interview him, then Greg would have an input on it to make sure that there was a good consistency and vibe, and everybody got along.
And that would be for, obviously, if you hire designated personal
Right.
property, that's going to be for the appraisal year, what, 26, 27?
What was the average cost per account from who we're using now? Joe Norman.
Well, Joe's not doing any personal property.
Oh, okay. Who are we talking about going with personal property then?
Trailer.
Trailer.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Same people.
So we're talking spending $10,000.
That was what you used to spend. That's what we
Right.
spent in the past.
That's the 10,000 for 30 or 40 accounts. When how many personal property accounts are there in the county?
About 3,000.
Yeah, I think a dedicated personal property appraiser would be able to handle more than 30 or 40 accounts in a year.
Oh yeah. I mean, their money runs out at 10.
Yeah,
So
at 10,000 they stop working.
I think the way that this game works with personal property appraiser is they come in and throw figures at you. For this amount, I can flip this amount. And that's that. It's kind of like, oh wow, But I see where you're going. I kind of agree with maybe making it a permanent spot inside, and they should be able to flip the same numbers.
Well, in the
Is that what you're
past,
saying?
that's what Melissa's job was.
Right,
Melissa was the personal property appraiser,
right,
but she also shared the duty of
exactly.
board secretary.
Yep.
But she also answered the phone.
She was in the office. She answered the phone. She communicated with people who came in. She was she was a face.
Of what your normal duty is.
Yeah, everybody knew Melissa.
That's why I put all this. That's why I put all these duties in here so that you can see it's not just. You look in there. Somebody might be thinking about what they're doing, and it's like, well, they're not doing anything. Well, yeah, they are. They're thinking.
So we need to put capital outlay in the budget and build an office off the back of that building where the personal property person sits that can't be disturbed.
Yeah. mean, you want to go with a service, that's fine, but I would prefer and recommend trying to find a qualified personal
Well,
property
we try.
appraiser.
I just know, tested her last year.
Well,
Because she
I mean,
said-
if she
did-
wants
she
to
went
do
to
it, if she would want to do it, we just pull all those other responsibilities away from her, right?
And then who's gonna do what she does?
I don't know,
We
Greg.
got nobody trying, you just got Dusty's in the field, Danielle sitting in there, which comes to another item on this.
See,
We're
now
discussing. We'll get
now
through
we're just going back in circles.
We'll think one additional personal property appraiser.
Right, hire one, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's all they do.
That's all they do with,
Yep.
with secondary duties of handling the front desk and
So let's see how that goes. What's the starting salary? 85? I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't
have
say
no
that,
idea.
no. But a competent one that's trained fully 60, that'd be a reasonable, they would probably think about that. But if they're making more than that. I mean, I've got all that data in there where I called.
So you've been down this
I've
road.
talked to other offices. I know what their personal property people make.
Have you been down the road trying to find someone to come to Pike County?
Well, yes, but they're seeking a job. They're just seeking employment. They have, that's what we've had in the past, that you hire somebody that's not trained competently. You end up with
salary
you
we
end
did a
up
long time ago.
with errors.
That's
Nothing
that
that
stuff that's in this
stands for
package.
Yeah.
board. Tell them, oh, this was wrong. That's what you have. Because we train them. A lot of this is,
What level?
Well, we wouldn't do any training. We'd have to find somebody who already knew how to do
That's
personal
what I'm
property.
saying.
What level appraiser are they at?
Who?
Of personal property. Because
well, it
they
can be an appraiser one. It can be any of those appraisers. There's no specific saying that you have to be
all right.
appraiser 3 to do personal property. But the higher the designation with the state, the more you generally know.
All right, so let's pull it all in. So where are we at with this? We're thinking about maybe considering just posting for hiring a personal property appraiser? Or for for this,
There's several reasons to go with that. One being the consent order directed us to acquire a personal property appraiser.
It did not say that.
Oh, it didn't?
That's why I was trying to.
Okay,
that's-
somebody earlier said that it
I
said
did.
shall.
I know it did, but that's not what it says.
Yeah.
The staffing provision under the consent order says you shall have the staff as required by the law. And then when you go down to the personal property, it
Okay,
describes what you have to do, and it said it is recommended
Okay.
to allow personal property appraiser. It didn't say
all right.
staff, it didn't say, it just says designating a personal property appraiser to focus full-time solely on discovery, valuation, auditing, and data entry of personal property.
Mike, I'm sorry. Can you go back to the very first part of that sentence?
It is recommended to allow the personal property appraiser to focus full-time solely.
Okay.
So their recommendation is.
His
that you
recommendation
designation
to
of
allow the personal property appraiser, which we don't have.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So the answer, though, it doesn't say that it has to be on staff or versus contracted like you're doing with these other services that are mandated by the consent order that you're using contract services.
But if our contract services only cover a portion of the personal property accounts,
I'm not making an
Right.
opinion about that. You
Right.
asked a question that people are saying what the consent order is, and I'm
Okay.
just clarifying this.
This is my interpretation of it, if you don't mind. And I was going to clarify that. With the clarification, that was going to be my question. I would say for this next year, my position would be to contract a personal property services because we would be compliant with the consent order based on what
You're not comparing apples and apples. Trailer had a contract for a certain thing, and that's what it was based on $10,000. I bet you if you increase that contract, just like Norman, you guys haven't gone out and sought. Did you guys put out the RFP after the consent order for personal property, and you got a response?
We got a 0 response. As far as for a personal property, please.
So how is it that they didn't respond to that, but they wanting to have a services now?
Who?
Trailer.
Right. Well, it says that we should be reevaluated. All the personal property should be, all accounts should,
Did you provide them with the RFP
I
that you sent out
did.
previously?
I did.
And what's their proposal?
They were gonna spend $42,000 is what they were gonna do.
Do you have it in writing?
I do, somewhere.
So
It's in my
why
office.
don't you guys get that and then compare what it's gonna cost for, at your level of services that you provided in 2022 for a full-time position, and what the benefits are, including what the cost is gonna be on your budget.
What did that 42,000 include?
He was gonna review all of the, it's like a desk review.
So he's going
It was
to conduct a desk review of every single personal property
all
account
the
in the
personal
county.
properties, yes. Then he would bring that back to you. And then y'all would decide which ones you want to audit.
And then there'd be additional fee for
And
each
that's an
audit.
additional fee.
Okay. And that's where that $300 per account average that we've seen in the
Yeah,
past.
see, some of these are not, some of these are just,
Yeah,
it's just a home business. They have a computer.
right.
It doesn't generate $20,000 worth of value, so
Right.
there's no bill either way. So a lot of these accounts, they're not going to yield any money back to the county anyway.
Right.
Because the value of the account is less than $20,000. It used to be $7,500.
I guess my point was that 42,000, there would be, all that is a desk review. So,
Basically, yes.
right. Which I know what desk reviews are.
Yes, I do too.
And there would be additional fees to actually go out and
Once you decide, once you
start tracking down stuff.
and then you can start your 3 years.
3 years with contract service provider.
Well, yeah, you have to review them every 3 years. You should physically review them. All property has to be physically reviewed.
Thing is with what property you uncover that we don't know about, we'll probably pay for the services
We would pay for it.
and then some. So,
So I will bring that back to you.
all right, so this will, within the budgetary workshop and all that, we would have to discuss that in our, March 12th meeting. You'd have to get back on the horn with that guy,
So,
review his contract proposal, see if there's any amendments to the proposal, see if there's any things.
and I'll do.
Yeah, March 12th, February 24th.
And that was February 24th.
Uh,
I can
Well,
get it by then. I can get it.
yeah,
by then.
okay.
He'd be more than happy to do it.
All right, we're still looking at going with Norman and Associates
Yes.
for a new contract.
Yes.
That's also going to be in the budget, recommendation for that. Anything else stick out to you guys on the budget?
How much is the new Norman budget, or
80.
I think they're doing it for the same amount.
80,000? And remind me what that covers?
They're doing the subdivisions this year and the commercials.
You got this over.
Have we done ag land yet?
Not all of it.
So the new contract, they will visit every commercial and industrial property in the county.
That's been done.
That has been done
Yes,
already.
it has.
All right.
That's why they're going to the we're going to the subdivisions now.
Residential subdivisions?
So the goal is to get as many parcels looked at, because that's the main part of the consent order, is getting all the properties looked at.
So is this the new,
It hasn't been approved.
Has it been approved?
well, I guess what I'm asking is, if this is the new proposal, and the new proposal is saying shall visit every commercial and industrial property within the county, but that has already been done.
Well, I'm saying that started. That's already been accomplished. They've already been to every property.
Right.
That's why I told you at the beginning of my report that it looks like the commercial digest is only
30%.
about 30%.
Yeah.
And I think at one of those last reports I wrote, he still had to go to, I think, Yancey and McElroy. And that's been so every property has been physically visited. That's commercial and industrial.
Right.
So now they're moving to the resident, they're moving to the
Okay, yes, but what I'm asking is, if they've already visited all but 2 of the commercial and industrial properties in the county, why is it part of the new proposal?
They started work without having the contract.
Okay,
Did
All right.
work in January.
all right.
That was discussed in the last meeting.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
it was.
here.
Yeah, that's not their problem, but it's
Yeah,
almost
so-
like the old times. It was good, by,
I just know
Gentleman's honor.
they're a
Yeah.
tremendous help in the
A
office.
handshake.
That's like having, I know there's 4 people that are employees of Pike County, but having those 2
Mhm.
is like having 3 more people.
Okay,
I would suggest getting a contract for the residential.
yeah, if they're gonna be doing, you wanna
Okay.
make sure that's actually in writing here.
But you need to have it, I'm sure you have it in the budget, so you're gonna get paid.
Yeah, why do?
can't rely on handshakes all the time. Okay, so I don't really see anything else in the,
There's something else too. Have you got enough in that budget? If you need employee, we talked about a secretary that you said that you could probably use to enter data, like Dusty goes out and does this stuff and he has to spend time in the office.
Well, everybody does. Everybody has to go and do their
Do
own
you
work.
need a secretary to help? You
Don't
need,
know where I put her, or him or her.
but money need to be there if you,
Well, you got 5 employees in that line item.
okay? So the money's there for that. Okay, what about, I was told to do that survey and Ms. Blunt helped us on board compensation. And not necessarily just to get in line with surrounding counties. Not necessarily to get in line with the highest county or the lowest, but to kind of move us to a midpoint with this. So you need to talk about that.
All right.
is that, I thought is that gonna be
That's got to
addressed
be
in the
in the
budget?
budget.
Gee, thank you.
So right now you get $50 a million. That's your per bill. What do you want me to put down there that you ask for? 5 members, and that's 2 meetings a month.
I'm trying not to interject. Aren't you having a workshop on this on the 24th? So why are you doing the workshop now?
He brought it
No,
up.
I understand that, but aren't these the issues that you guys are gonna talk about when you have
We
a budget
can.
workshop?
I see, that's why I was confused.
I thought it had to be when's this budget got to be presented? 20?
20, that got to be you on the 20th, doesn't it? Of February.
Of March.
I'm just asking, you guys
Yeah.
said that you're gonna do a budget workshop on the 24th. I'm just trying to get clarity because we're in
Hmm.
the meeting and we're under the discussion of the budget. I thought I understood you guys saying that you're gonna do that on the 24th.
Yeah,
The motion was for a special call meeting, it wasn't designated as a.
Well, they said they were including the budget workshop.
Okay. Well, then that's what it'll be.
And if that's what we want to do, we need to move on there.
Yep, and we'll just make sure that
But make sure that
that
line-
budgetary discussions is included on the
I'm sorry, what
agenda.
I heard earlier was that the budget workshop was today.
Just make sure that what I just
Yeah.
suggested is on that, so we don't forget, because we need to get in line with the rest of the county.
I'm gonna defer that to,
Mr. T, you were correct, but then there was discussion that there was additional documentation that we're gonna get for you all, so you can see it as part of the budget workshop.
yep.
And that's where I'm trying to connect the dots.
Okay, thank you.
Now that the dots are connected, let's move on. We're gonna move away from this budget discussion. I think we're done. We don't need any inquiries, discussions, et cetera. We'll move on to board consideration for Kayla Clower. parcel 069-037. Nothing can penetrate this stuff he knows. What do y'all, what's y'all's reimbursement
Just
on the Board of Equalization?
Uh-huh.
What do y'all get paid on the Board of Equalization?
Same thing you do. $50. And it just went up last year.
See that? This
It was, I think, 30
That's what you're requesting.
before that.
It was only combined for tax purposes.
What is the deal with the Kayla Clown?
You want to put them back into two pieces of property. Like this. That's how it was. We had combined them for tax purposes. She got one bill.
So at your last meeting, you all discussed this, and the question was, are these already two separate lots of record?
And did we find that out?
And they said they provided the deed, and it references two separate tracts that have two separate plats.
So what are the plats for her 069-037 and what?
Probably 37A. What it will be.
A.
More than likely. As long as it's not an A already, there should not be.
As long as there's not a what?
As long as there's not already a 37.
Oh.
And so it's already two tracts of record.
Yeah, two lots of record.
Right. And
That's
we,
filed?
Yes.
and we need to do consideration to make it a matter of record.
Yes. You just need to make it into two pieces of property.
Are we compliant?
Two
with
tax
everything
parcels.
to make that happen?
All you're doing is, you had sometime previously consolidated the two tracts for tax purposes. Make a motion that consolidating the two tracts. Because they're already lots of record.
All right,
They
so
did not combine it with a new survey. There's no new legal description for the purpose of consolidation.
okay, so a motion to be entertained would be, we would basically be making it,
Treat them as separate tracts.
yeah, and establishing a separate track number.
Yes.
Was it in
I'll make a
conservation?
motion to separate the parcel 069-037 in accordance with the file plat.
Say that again? I didn't hear you.
He made a motion to separate that parcel in accordance with the plats.
Second.
Second, so I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any further discussion or questions? Okay, let's put it to vote. All in favor? Motion carries. Next line item is consideration for exempt questionnaire for Ananumkai. How do you pronounce that?
It's in and off.
Ananok Out Life Ministry.
I went and looked at the property. There's nothing on the property. I didn't see any, I did not see any, evidence of anybody being buried on the property. I didn't see any evidence of anybody parking on the property other than one single driveway. And I didn't see any worship area out there.
Does it abut an existing,
Sorry.
does it abut an existing religious facility?
I recommend you deny it
What's the, where's the application?
right here.
What's the exempt questionnaire again? I
Well,
don't
you're
recall.
asking to be exempted from tax.
Ah,
It says there's non-income producing residences. There's no residence on there
There's
though?
nothing on that property except the only thing that's on that property is a shipping container.
so you don't see
There's no evidence of anything.
anything that would qualify for being exempt for the purpose of the usage that they're probably trying to
Not in
say.
the current state, unless they come in here and explain what they're actually doing.
All right,
They do have it listed as a future building site.
But right now, there's, like I said, there's
No
nothing
evidence of
as
construction.
January 1, There's nothing.
And no building permits have been pulled?
I have no idea.
They can always,
I just know that as it was the day that I looked at it, because after the last meeting, I wrote it and looked at the property specifically. And it looks just like a regular residential lot to me. I do not know why it would be even considered for exemption.
all right, so based on the data gathered, can I entertain a motion to deny the request for exempt status?
Well, I would want to allow them to come in and tell us what's going on.
All right,
Deny it.
so can I entertain a motion to postpone this to the next meeting?
I'll make a motion to postpone to the next meeting and extend to them a request.
And we'll put that on the called agenda, on that call meeting on the 24th. Can I entertain a second?
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second to postpone this line item for exemption until our next call meeting on the 24th. All in favor? All right, that motion carries. All right, so we need a motion to send a tax refund to Gregory, to the Board of Commissioners for consideration. And has that all been filled out in the affirmative?
Yes.
I just don't like this where it says illegally or erroneously assessed. I had a hard time filling mine out after reading those. Some attorney must have put that in there. Because I can't see that the county did anything erroneous or illegal for me.
There is a permit on that site.
Huh?
There is a building permit for that site.
Is it?
Yep, for a single family, 4,900 square foot, single family residence.
4,900?
Yeah, that's what it says.
There's nothing there today. Like I said, the only thing that's there is the shipping container.
Okay, well, we'll have them come in and tell us what's going on.
Once it's approved, okay, so this. All right, so we're still in this, so we need, got the, tax refund application that we discussed last meeting that wasn't filled out, but it was complete. It is now, so can I entertain a motion to move this on to the Board of Commissioners for consideration.
That Gregory,
That is Gregory,
I make a motion to send it to Board of Commissioners.
3 years of tax refund at $22,235.79.
How
Second.
much?
2,000,
I thought you said 22,000.
2,000.
No, it ain't that much.
Did you second the motion in a second?
Yep.
All right, all in favor? Motion carries. Now we're down to new business. Let's move on to board consideration for exempt questionnaire on One Heart Community Church Incorporated.
So this is a church. We put it on for this year of 19. $913,000. There's the information in it, where we went and picked up the building, the asphalt, the curbs,
Where's that located?
Wilder Road in 19.
It meets all the qualifications.
Okay. Review of the application shows it meets all the qualifications for its exempt status, correct? So can I entertain a motion? You need to review that?
I'll make a motion.
To approve One Heart Community Church.
Got a motion by Board Member Lynn Smith.
Second, based on staff recommendation.
Okay, got a motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carries. B is a the second one under new business, only 2 line items, is a non-disclosure. And you have that?
Non-disclosure.
That
Yeah.
law officer,
Huh?
that law officer,
Uh,
what is it?
well, we don't want to violate the non-disclosure by having, but read it, I just don't, if the thing is,
I didn't know firefighters was on that list of non-disclosure. Is it?
I don't know if they are or not.
I don't need,
Yeah.
I usually, I know why you're laughing.
Yeah.
Is Rob looking that up right now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. We're just a little bit over the mark of 1 hour right now. While he's looking at that, I'm
Are we Googling one part community church that's happening? Googling that? What are you looking at? Oh, I thought we were looking at that one.
So it says that any, state or local government entity.
Anybody that works for a government agency,
State or local government entity. County or municipal, anybody that works for the state.
would that qualify them? Firefighters qualify for
That's
that?
all under the county.
Did you qualify?
Huh?
Did you qualify?
Did I?
Yeah.
Did you? I think we have to prove if it's legal, but
I'll make a motion to approve the,
second.
okay, discussion, we obviously clarified
Yeah.
designation, okay. So all in favor? Motion carries for the, the non-disclosure application presented to us.
Christopher made the motion.
Sir, he didn't raise his hand. Are you all in favor? He didn't raise his hand.
I said,
Yeah.
motion carries, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, so it's majority 3-0. All right, so now we're down to real property. We have no Cuba.
We have no renewals.
Correct.
We have continuation. We have 6 of those.
Correct. So we need a motion for 6 continuations on,
I'll make a motion to approve the continuations listed under section B, based on staff recommendation.
okay, so that would be on ISIN 092004F, Ben Timms Estate LLC, 013-010D, Page 037-034 Prior, 026-021 Doors, 034076 Abbott, 093023. All in favor?
Hold on, discussion.
Discussion, Greg, they still practicing conservation. You inspected them, make sure that, okay?
LLCs qualify?
Yes.
Okay, I've forgotten.
That's just a pass. He doesn't earn any income. That's just the way he owns it. I've got his paperwork in the office.
Okay.
And all these make acreage too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we bring it to a vote. All in favor for the 6 continuations? Good. Motion carries. So now we have 4 renewal FLPA applications. For Flanders Farms and Timber LLC, plat 023-015G, Flanders Farms and Timber LLC 023-015F, Flanders and Farms Timber LLC, same plat C, 023-015C, and 023-015B.
I'll make a motion to approve the 4 flippas just listed by the
Second.
chairman.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries to renew those FLPA for the Flanders.
The high, the medium, and the low.
Okay, so personal property.
Can we go back?
Okay, we go ahead. What you got?
So, I mean, you guys provided me a form with code sections, and that only applies to judges. I'm looking at information. We may need to do a little further research on this, because what I'm looking at right now, which is not necessarily the code section, firefighters do not qualify for the specific broad and easily accessible non-disclosure protections on property tax records. That was modified to reserve for law enforcement officers, police officers, sheriffs, and deputies.
Okay, so what is our compliant and legal way to go back on that?
Well,
We should make a motion to
send that
rescind
motion
it.
and do further investigation.
Okay.
on your next meeting.
And so basically, we're out of real property. We have passed, we did approve the approval on FLPA based on the information that the county attorney just provided.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to rescind the prior approval for the non-disclosure based on advice from the.
Second.
Okay, so we're discussion. We're now back, we're rescinding our motion to approve that non-disclosure to do further research on
Pending further
firefighters'
research
eligibility for non-disclosure.
based on the recommendation of the board attorney.
Correct. All in favor? All right, motion carries. So that is pending further information next meeting, correct?
Yep.
All right, yes, so now we're at personal property. 2006 GMC Sierra 2500. The owner is Aunt Lee. Or Auntie Lee.
What did you give for?
4,500,
What's the state?
9675.
Good grief.
What's the NADA?
Average retail from JD Power is $89.50.
So we would go with 89.50.
And that-
Motion to set the 2006 GMC Sierra 2500 for Antley, 89,500.
8,950.
Second.
Did you second that?
Did you want to say something about it?
We'll during the discussion period.
But now we got a motion and a second on the floor. So any discussion?
Yeah, there's nothing listed,
Like what?
damage or,
Vehicle is beat up bad, no bed, poor interior, I paid $4,500 for
you say no bed?
it. It says.
So the truck's missing the bed.
So he's riding around with a chassis.
I didn't take a picture of that one. I can't verify that. I just taking somebody's word blind off the street. I don't have no idea. He might not even have the truck with him.
My discussion would be to say, let's stick with what our recommendation is, and if he wants to,
I thought we were supposed to go with the medium, didn't we settle?
We generally go with average retail.
Average retail.
Unless they some circumstance.
unless they're riding around without a bed.
Unless they come to,
Yeah,
Let me verify the bed,
okay.
please,
All right.
before y'all do that.
I make
They
a
ain't got no
motion.
bed, I'm just saying, that's,
All right, so you need to entertain a motion to postpone this until next meeting.
motion to postpone.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Can I entertain a motion to get the Department of Revenue to take this away from us? All right, so now we're down to public comment. Anybody got any public comment? Attorney, why is he always at the tail end? I guess just in case he catches me doing something wrong.
We can be here all day.
You got anything over there, mister? Nothing. All right, so can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, we are adjourned. We are now adjourned at, I will say 9:45.